Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Terra Invicta, episode number 22. It has only been 2 months, or 3 months? 4 months since my last video? I don't even know. Yeah, it's probably been about 3 months. So after that big hiatus, there's a lot to cover. I want to start off with, I've advanced time just only a smidge, a couple weeks. So it was previously, I think, October 2036. Now we're in the middle of November. One of the things that catalyzed me coming in right now to do the introduction was we're making a little progress in terms of China. Currently we have purged the last vestiges of the servants. They are now gone. Even though this was humanity first, the servants snuck in the disintegration which happened. And I'm also taking over the servants from Taiwan. These servants are going to have like no hold on Earth pretty soon. And there's been a lot of patches and changes since. One I can highlight for you at some point is that now you cannot multiple sabotage. You can't like chain sabotage a technology that somebody else is researching. So there's no way to hold the servants back anymore from advancing. I mean, at least you can't do it as severely as you could previously. Anyway, the other thing I was going to show you is that the war for Taiwan is going pretty well. We have 3 units, all about 80-90%, and the Taiwanese military did go into exile in Oman, of all places. We are in conflict with everyone except for being at war with the initiative and the servants, and no surprise, we've penetrated both of those. We've been trying to play a pretty friendly game with the resistance and humanity first. Waffled between being tolerant or being in conflict. I mean, their perspective towards us, I should say. I think the diplomacy game has gone well enough for us. We've made it all the way to the mid to late 2030s without having like open hostilities with humanity first or the resistance. And we've been fighting a pretty steady fight against the servants. That's all known. Okay, the last thing is shipyards. We are currently constructing the lance heads, and these are the ones that don't have nuclear warheads but have probably pretty deadly good missiles. They're certainly an early-ish ship, I would say, because at some point we're going to want to switch over to not missiles, things that are not missiles. But we aren't there yet, because we're trying to basically go Super Saiyan. We're trying to basically get a super ship, and then just from there to only have to build one ship, or a couple ships. But basically they'll all be endgame ship types, because we're sneaking in technology-wise. We've done a good job in this game, I think. We've really controlled things. We're getting this terawatt fusion reactors, which is going to allow us to get... I think, does that unlock? I mean, look, it's been a while for me. No, boron inertial drive. That doesn't sound familiar, no. Done inertial torch. I will go look up. I have a nice little guide on what the best technology is, and I hope to God that hasn't been balanced or changed, since a lot has happened. And I don't fault the developers from changing all these things, but it always is a factor that you have to relearn the game. I hate relearning the game. For me, it's the worst in Paradox games. But okay, so I'm enough rattling on. We're back after 3 months. I'm kind of rediscovering what I was doing in this game. You've probably all been there. You've had a game where you kind of left it aside for a while, and most of the time, if it's a lot of games, you'll just start a new game when you come back because you're like, I don't even know what I was doing. I'd rather just start over and develop my strategy from the beginning. I learned some things from the last time, but you can't really do that in Terra Invicta. The game is so darn long that you really don't. I put probably 100 hours into this series. So it would be preposterous to lay that down. Okay, yeah. So that's the plan is. Expand China. We're way over our control point limit, which so far is actually not hurting us in terms of influence. But we should be getting those things down under control pretty quickly. Because although we control all the points in China, and by the way, that new one, well, military is actually pretty important. I don't think we need the unity. Don't need the unity. Because we want diversity to go down, not up. But we will take the military because we are fighting right now. In fact, the 3 armies are barely beating Taiwan. By the way, this is no endorsement of a potential real-world scenario mirroring this, but space dock. Yeah, so my space dock construction will be going to Joan d'Arc. That also means that We're going to want to increase this one and put some defense platforms on it. I think that is that the longest ranged? Yeah, okay. I think that's the station which is furthest away. We can check. Yes. No. Yes, it is. Okay, the Jeanne d'Arc is the farthest station away. It's also going to be our, our shipyard. So I do plan on putting some defensive, some kind of defenses on that one. All right, well, at least we made it another month. Middle of December 2036. We've completed Maskarovka. This is going to be helpful. Not that we've really been pushing the boundary of where the alien hatred will trigger for us having too many space assets. Because this is already number 2, I think, in the possible options to reduce your how much your space presence annoys the enemy, the aliens. So Maskarov is done. Let us not show obsolete. And yeah, so we want to do probably one of these. We actually just got access to this. Did I not get it? Ferrocite emitter, that's right. So I just got access to ferrocite emitter. I didn't have that one before. This is probably from some like cyborging or something like that. No, we're in the process of doing cyborging. So I'm not exactly sure where that one came from, but we got it. It might actually be the next candidate because I do like augmenting our counselors. We definitely have the money to do such things. There's also... okay, we don't really need that. Enemy terrorized missions, -3 penalty. I don't think the aliens themselves, the alien agents themselves are like our main concern at this point. And Thrall terrorized, probably the same line of argument is here. Our assault alien asset mission gets +3. That would be nice. We could potentially start solving problems with the alien invasions without having to deploy armies. But we do have armies to deploy, so maybe we don't need to do that. Let me think about this for a second. Well, I think that we will just go with the ferrocite emitter. It's a pretty strong candidate. I mean, there's these other ones that'll give us some benefits directly, but yeah, I like the idea of unlocking this, so let's just do that one next. We probably won't ever do the War Dog one for the +25% against megafauna because we have just completely clamped down on fauna spread in the entire globe. Basically have a Jia Xing here completely dedicated to just eradicating fauna whenever it rears its ugly head. Even potentially in places where we should let it grow a little bit, if it's in the servants, for example, just to hurt the national economy, which makes them, in theory, a little bit weaker. But I haven't been doing that. I've been letting the world try to grow. So yeah, there's other things I want to talk about, man. Just getting back into this after 3 months. First of all, these numbers are very, very high. I haven't watched someone else play Terra Invicta for a long time. But these seem like they're way up there. We're over 100% for everything but life science, and I don't think we're going to be doing much life science from here on in. So it's probably not that big of a deal that we don't have that one. I mean, that one, it could be higher, but I haven't really prioritized it and don't plan to. What was the other thing? Well, it doesn't matter. I'll just cut away here and continue pushing. Don't know what the next step will be. We'll just wait for some big event to happen. Yes, that's right. So we did get a second shipyard going, by the way, and that one's already up and running. So both of them at the Jeanne d'Arc station. Probably what I need to do is go to the Jeanne d'Arc station. Can I just click you? Did it work? Are you the Jeanne d'Arc? Yes, you are. Okay, good. So probably what I want to do here then is manage this one. Can I close this? I've never seen it dominate like this. There we go. That's what I was hoping would happen. It popped back out. That's weird. Okay. What if I do this? And now what if I just focus on the academy? Or if I can find it. Should be a better way of doing this, but there it is. Okay, good. There we go. So I can upgrade it. That's exactly what I could do. And then this will take nothing, just peanuts in terms of cost. But it's going to take a little bit more of our mission control points. And I think we're going to do it because we need to get some defenses on this thing. I think it will be the first thing prioritized by the aliens. It was left out there intentionally as bait. As like, please kill us, aliens, bait. But at the same time, if it's our... I think we have one other place that can... No, this is our only construction station. So without another place where we can construct ships, we really need one shipbuilding thing to stay alive. Otherwise, we have no... once they shut that down, we are shut down. We have no ability to get anything into space. So let's prevent that by putting some defenses there, and then our fleets can congregate there too. Okay, now I will cut. Very cool. So, this is our first ship. We've launched Lancehead class monitor, FF Lancehead. Wow, I guess the namesake is appropriate. And that shipyard, since it, again, is the only shipyard we have, is also going to get an upgrade. It's in the process of being... What the heck is going on here? There we go. It's in the process of getting upgraded. That's due in 12 February. Well, just 2 more weeks or so. And what else has been going on? But first, let's look at it. She is 108 for combat strength, and if we want to look around, we just had a UFO crash on Earth. Actually, the Earth is really far away from us. Zoom out to find where the Earth is. There it is. A bit far away. Give myself carpal tunnel if I'm not careful. Are there any alien ships? 108. Compare that to 1.1k. Yes, we are very nearly the same. No, but this is because this has a mothership. And as I already mentioned, if we could land one of our really big nukes, we could take this thing out. So we just need enough of our frigates to cover for our... Is it also a frigate? Is it a corvette? I don't know, something tiny. But it has really big payload. That's, it's all by design. It's like, the X-Wings going in. Forget about the Y-Wings and the Mon Calamari cruisers and all that. No, it's the X-Wings that are going to get it done. I'm not even a big Star Wars fan, but that analogy's popped in my head. Okay, in other news. China is now completely ours. All I had to do was conquer Taiwan. I don't know what I thought I was going to have to do. Some diplomatic action or whatnot. And really that's it. So we're just making steady progress. We got a nano factory, another one built over in Venus. Or Mercury, I should say. Yeah, and everything's just progressing like normal. Well, not but a moment after I cut away, as you can see, I think it's only been like 1 or 2 days, we had this really amazing breakthrough. Not only is it a bucket load of science, 5,700 is what, a month's worth for us? What's our monthly? Our monthly is 8.1, so it's crazy to me that 6,000 is less than our monthly. We really do rack up the science. But anyway, 6,000, we get that, but also a permanent boost to something. We could take it as a plus 5% bonus to knowledge. Obviously, knowledge is like, the game I like to play with things. What's our boost for knowledge right now? Currently at only 53%, so that would be a 10% increase of our percentage increase. So really not that big of a deal. It's from 53 to 58. This bottom one is just so tempting. Man, ships are built 5% faster. That's okay, but our damage control teams conduct repairs 5% faster. It's just a permanent benefit to your shipbuilding speed and your damage control, which is really good. Otherwise, spaceflight, boost, mission control. I think that this is, in my opinion at least, an easy one to pass up, considering the other options available. And our off-Earth mining, which if it was low, this would be pretty tempting as well. It's basically just a permanent increase to your resources. We're already sitting at 126%. That's for water, but even... Do I have any that I haven't gotten all the upgrades? I guess I've gotten all the resource upgrades, so it's 126% for all of them. So I guess I've done the plus 10 or whatever. Is it the plus 15? There's like a single tech for each one of these that you get, and it's like plus 10 or plus 15. But our total bonus is like 100% anyway. So really it comes down to whether or not we want more science. Public opinion, not that big of a deal. It's still a benefit. It'll mean more influence on the short term before, you know, our global opinion resets back to whatever the normal point is. Or ships building faster and damage control. So I just have to go with this last one. I know that the knowledge increase would be very effective, but we're actually pretty late into the game, almost 2040. And I think that shipbuilding and damage controls, this is the kind of things that we're going to want. Oh, okay, and right on cue, we've maybe... This might not be a coincidence. This might be a breakthrough that we got because of one of these things unlocking. I don't know how that event is triggered, but... Anyways, we have completed cyborging. So now we can do all kinds of fun things. We need these to... I'm pretty sure... No. Is this the... Oh. This is the one where we're ready... I think we're good to go right away. Oh, no. Of course. We got 6,000 science, which is just a ton of science. And because of that, we're getting all these things finished. I was like, what? It can't be that big of a coincidence. It couldn't have finished on the same day. No, of course not. We just got 2/3 of a month of science for free, and distributed all around and finished off 2 of our projects. Okay, so the ferrocite emitter, which you guys saw that I was starting at some point, has also come back. Oh, right, which I don't even know which one we're choosing here. Okay, yeah, so we got... that means that if I cut away, we can actually look at our counselors and see if they can now augment, yep, for +2 count. We have espionage, strategic AI for +3 command. That's amazing because that's going to give us free points, and we're so close to being under the barrier that I probably will end up doing the command points for everybody just to get the control point up. But let's definitely do it with somebody who we're going to definitely do it for, like this person. So, did they already have it done? Oh wow, this is ferrocite emitter, gives him +3 persuasion. Does this not also make us evil? Do we really want to do that? 4 brain simulator taps the brain's reward system at the expense of some complex thinking. This is so interesting. Stealth field, a monitor that recognizes and helps the user evade nearby passive and active sensors. So +3 to espionage, which we do want. It'll also remove this counselor's countermeasures. Oh, okay, so it's only a +1 total. But I think we gotta do it. And that won't have an effect on that, but that means the ferrocite emitter... This one doesn't remove anything? Huh. Okay, executive AI, this will remove the management AI trait. I don't even know if we need this. I probably need to recalculate. And I probably should just recalculate. Security. I want security on everybody. P-defense system trait is just a +2, I guess. Okay, that's fine. We'll take the Guardian Angel. It's a bit expensive, but, you know, we actually have accrued a fair amount of money. So we'll take that. And here's the strategic AI. This will replace battle computer, +3. This is +2. That's fine. So we'll take that as well. And that should give us 1 more point. Good. Okay, yeah. It's all... Oh yeah, we definitely want this. More science, more monthly income of science as well. So this is the neural interleak. Let's take a look. It's +2 plus... Oh, interesting. This is +3 science income and +2 science. And this doesn't increase that +3 income. It just goes from 2 to 3. Well, we'll still take it because science is useful for other reasons, like calculating the chances that you'll be susceptible to some alien stuff. I can barely remember this game, man. I don't remember what exactly it does. But okay, investigation, definitely something that on... This guy's name is Farzad, or... Well, whatever you are, whoever you are. It's not important, actually. I don't need to know your name. I just need to know that your investigation skills are going to go up. Oh, Furkan. That's a name I'm not familiar with. He actually has XP to upgrade as well. So I'll go around and I'll upgrade all of these. It's nice to see them all, though. Is there any that I didn't look at directly? Yeah, we're probably going to end up skipping this one. Gives us more loyalty at the cost of command and science, but command and science are, to me, Very important. And I've just been able to constantly inspire the people, throw enough money at the problem, and, you know, make that work. This guy's guardian angel is like critical because he is often targeted. He's like the leaky sieve in my organization, constantly being hacked and all that. So we give him a few things that we desperately will need for him. We're gonna need some money for those ships we're building too. So not to. And persuasion would probably be good because he does have inspire, and the persuasion also will help for points. That helped just flat 3 points. That's amazing. So we can probably be doing that on other people. Oh yeah, that is the ferrocite. Wait, that might be evil. Again, I'm not really sure. Frankly, I kind of interpret it as evil. But that's the technology we just bought, so we might as well be using it, right? You could do with, well, let's give the command stuff, because this is just free points, and look at that, we're over. Okay, good. So I think that we've looked at everything we need to look at here. Definitely the science. It's definitely the security. I say that, but I can't tear myself away. Yes, administration. Oh, I'm going to take a look at the executive AI. I know I did it for one person already. That may not have been necessary. Espionage, yeah, this person's kind of like a jack of all trades, so we'll give it to every. And sure, we're trimming off 30k or so, but it's only a one-time investment for our counselors to be very good, and, you know, with my luck, maybe just die in like the next month. Okay, so there's that, and then I'll cut away real fast just to see what I want to do for the tech. The people I'll take care of off camera. I don't think it's that important to show what I'm upgrading there. But these techs, that is interesting. Alright, I was a little worried this episode would be a little bit boring. I mean, because there's so much I'm trying to catch up on myself. But, I mean, you might be interested in that. But just in case you aren't, I think that this episode will be exciting anyway. I was kind of looking through everything here, and there's a lot to go through. I'm not even sure how much people are interested in seeing this, but I don't know. I'm interested in seeing it, so I'm just going to use that as my best guess for what you're interested in. Kind of running through some of the interesting texts that we haven't researched yet. I can't do the material ones because I'm already doing that. I'm already doing the energy ones. I'm doing this one as well, and, you know, okay, social and the life science ones. So I'm trying to avoid those four. Luckily, there's plenty of juicy targets beyond those four, but there are some interesting ones of those that I'm going to bring up. I'm actually going to start with, I want to start with the social science one, just because even though we aren't going to pick one, it led me to be like, oh my gosh, there's so many different nation ones. There are, let me just try to find it, civil defense for nukes. Oh yeah, so this gives me my baseline for how expensive I expect things will be. So you can see it's going to take 8,000, was it? Yeah, 8,000. Did it say that over here? No. But it's 8,000 to do this manager research, which will give us 5 points. So that gives us, I mean, it's a little bit more, but roughly 1.5 thousand points per management control point unlocked. Not that we need it right now, and we have more. I didn't do the AI, the cash amount we have is the same. I haven't spent all the money to get all my agents upgraded, so this will be even higher as soon as I do that. But that went through all these, and I was like, wait, what happened to the Bolivia one? Because at the top of this list is the Pan-Asian Combine, which in my opinion might be the next best thing for us to do. I can't remember, and please help me in the comments section below if you do remember. What was the negative thing about unifying all of North America? Because we have this, and I imagine that if I unify with Mexico, we're going to take a hit in terms of monthly research, perhaps? Because the education level of the population will go down? Is that the only reason? Was there other reasons? I can't remember. We certainly don't need, maybe military technology? Military. Oh, it could be the military. They're at 3.9, we're at 5.6. And that was just barely doing that because of the Canada thing. Although, again, I think I wouldn't mind going into at this point I probably would mind going into the files to edit things, because that would be a lot of work. I remember it was last time. But it just always kind of bothered me. You know, if the United States was to merge with Canada or whatever, Canada's military would be behind only for a little bit until it was brought up to speed. But it's not like, you know, it would be an average of the two, only in the moment that they were unified. Okay, that's that, but I wanted to say I was looking for the pact, And yeah, in the archives, when I went down here, I saw that indeed we had done South American Union, which gives Bolivia claims on all of South America, which is pretty interesting and seems like it's a way that something we want to pursue. I mean, you can see all the crap that we have, but what's even better is the fact that the servants seem to have enjoyed occupying Argentina. They have also decided to rival China. Now, unfortunately, they are friends with North Korea, and North Korea still has that one solitary nuke. I expect that this is one way to draw it out, is to bring North Korea into conflict. But hey, the moment North Korea does launch that nuke, they're no longer a threat to anybody. That's basically the only reason why people don't want to get involved against North Korea. And whoever's in charge of South Korea, I mean, I hope the resistance uses that as an opportunity to unify and kick the servants out. But, you know, who knows what the AI will actually do. Nonetheless, what I'm going to do is take steps to manage my rivals. I know I hit manage allies, but it doesn't matter. It goes to the same spot. We go over to the servants, we see Argentina, and we rival them. It takes my 10 influence, which I would have to say is influence very well spent. So now we are rivals with Argentina, which means that we now have the ability to declare war on them. I believe that should say cooldowns for, you know... Well, I thought for sure we could just declare war on them now because we do have a claim on their territory and now we are rivals. But I will check as soon as this cools down in March. I don't think that there's a cooldown though. That's the strange thing. So how did it work with China? They were able to declare war. See, they are able to declare war on all these candidates. Why? I guess what I can do is go over to you, and I can look at the reasons. I thought there was a way to look at reasons. Yeah, something like this. Where was it? How do I... So they can declare war on Bolivia. But for some reason, Bolivia does not see an option to declare war on them. I don't know why there's not... I know there's a... Oh, is it this way? What are we looking here? Salta, Buenos Aires. Okay. That's not helpful. Not too helpful. I'll figure it out. I don't want to waste too much time here. When I figure it out, I'll come back and I'll show you. It might be in nations. I mean, I have ideas. I'll go check and I'll figure it out. Okay, so what tech are we going to do then? Because that was fun to see, but that's ultimately not the tech I'm going to pick. I can't not choose a Xeno one because I think we're getting towards the point where those aliens are going to be the only thing. I mean, they have always been, in this particular game, the real threat, right? So it's like I feel like we'd be remiss if we missed an opportunity to keep pushing, sticking it to the man, or the not man in this case. There's not really like a great option of all of these. I like the idea of this alien red teaming. It just sounds cool. So we'll just choose that. And then for our last one, there's some interesting military text that we haven't... I mean, let's go through them first because we're about to get a base up. And there's a lot of like point defense. We could put point defense stuff on. It does like not very little damage. And obviously you can tell by the 250 it costs to research this that it's not expected to be a real difference maker. Only has a targeting range of 250. Let's compare that against the point defense later. I think it's only like 300, yeah. So they're basically not much better. But there are other things we can do. And I think it's still worth picking up one of these two because it's, tier 1 at least defenses. But once we get over to... Okay, we'll start out with the light IR arc lasers. These are tier 1, 2, and 3. 5 damage. They have slightly more range, 600. They're not as effective against armor in some ways. Yeah, I guess that's kind of expected that basically their capabilities falls off over distance. They can go 600, but do you want to use them against stuff? No, they're going to have a dispersed effect at that point. But the ones we probably can do, we want to actually start hitting things a little bit harder. won't be good for point defense is to pick up the medium IR arc lasers. These are actually not very good. None of these weapons are very good because I haven't really invested in the weapon technologies. But that's fine. We still want something on our stations to act as just, some kind of threat to the aliens. So I think we'll be trying to do something like that. However, the first thing I'm going to do, because I'm a greedy person, and we have some really interesting AI technology that now that all these other good AI technologies are out of the way, we have so many things we can do here. We're not going to do transnational because, again, this is the 1.5 thousand, so 1500, but 1.5 thousand per point. This is 2,000 per point. It's not good. This is 3,000 per point. Really not good, but it does increase army repair rate, but there's other things that do that, so we're not going to do that. Pick up that tech. This is welfare priority, and this is economic priority, which I like, plus it's 1.5. And it's actually 1.5, not like the 1.6 or whatever, 8,000 to, the 8 points for 5, 8,000 points for 5, 8,000 research for 5 points, which is slightly more than 1,500 actually. So this is the one we're going to do. But there's even more good things below this. You can get your 5% welfare. If you don't want to spend 20,000 on it, you could just spend 10,000. That's even better. Some new counselors, we're not going to do that. Damage control teams work 50% faster. That's great. We'll probably pick that up at some point. And ECM, I almost wanted to do this, but it can wait for our next batch of ships. We already have a ship design that we're kind of sticking with for the time being. So lots of fun stuff, but we'll pick up this. So it might be our last economic project for the rest of the game. We don't really need the extra control points at this point. We're just doing this in a very greedy manner. And shoot, you know what? I think that's actually going to bring this episode to a close too. How long did we make it? Like 2 months? We actually spent more time in real life than we did, since the last video at least.
I am impressed. That does not happen often. But tell me, what new weapons does this allow for? And when will they be ready? Anything else is of little consequence. Commissioner Kiran Banerjee, memo to technical staff.
Wow. What I haven't been tracking that. It was on the screen I was just at. It was there, and all I had to do was open my eyes, but I did not see that we were just about to finish this, which was the big one to finish. First of all, it gives us this global nuclear fusion tech buffer against energy crises, which are bad, but that's not even the best part. For us, it's having the energy technology, so we're really, we're so close to getting the technologies we actually want, which, if I remember correctly, and I'll just cut away here so I get it right. Okay, well, I don't know what is going on with my head anymore. I don't know if the game has been rebalanced with the technology tree or if it was always like this. But anyways, we're like nowhere near the technology we want to get to, which is proton-proton fusion. This is the proton inertial torch, which is the best engine in the game. Now, we could make a run for the Firefly torch. I had to look this all up, but that's only in is a spin-off of Z-pinch techniques. That's not bad. That would get us very, very good Delta V at reasonable, not great, but at least reasonable thrust. So the acceleration would be good, but the range would be fantastic. Probably you want ships the other way around in general, but I assume that if you need a target Delta V or whatever, you're just going to keep slapping engines on until you get there, or if you need a target thrust, you just keep slapping engines on until you get there, and I don't know. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say exactly. I mean, you can lower the amount of fuel on a rocket, which has more fuel-efficient things, which effectively kind of acts like faster thrust or more thrust. Not faster thrust. Okay, anyway, so we have done, surprisingly to me, it's been a while, but this did surprise me that we've done basically nothing in the path for fusion anything. I don't know what we were doing, but we weren't doing any of the things which you need to do. We got these terawatt fusion reactors. Why? I don't remember. Maybe we just need them for the fusion reactors, I guess. But they're not the engines, and we need engines at some point. So yeah, we might just fall back to the Z-pinch stuff. It doesn't share too much commonality, unfortunately, with... So we'd have to go, let's see, superconducting magnets, does it share that at least? No, it shares like nothing. So I'll make a decision about this off camera, but needless to say, we have a little bit of catch up to be doing on the tech tree stuff. And we need to go to engines now. I mean, military stuff will also come, but we have at least something militarily. Is that what I was doing? Because I was also looking at, like, why are we doing our space future? What does that lead to that I really want? I mean, don't get me wrong, these are all great things, but what was the point? Was it for antimatter? Am I going antimatter engines after all? I thought I wasn't going to do that, because it has lots of downsides. You know, you have to basically end up, you need this one. You need to actually produce it, and then you got to do this tech, and that's expensive. I mean, it's not 95,000 proton-proton fusion expensive. I mean, I guess this one is, but man, I don't know. I gotta rethink about all this. Anyways, leave comments, helpful comments. Refresh me if you know about the patches for the last couple months. I am not in a loop. But, okay, even if none of that happens, the exciting thing is, once I figure out what we're gonna research, which won't be on this episode, but I'll tell you what we did next. We're gonna start expanding as Bolivia. We're gonna take Argentina, however we're gonna do that, I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. And then we're gonna slowly expand. We're gonna expand. I don't really think we're gonna touch Project Exodus. They're like the only great people to me. They've been so nice. But yeah, when I see this, those can all be part of Greater Bolivia. So until the next one, I assume it won't be another 3 months for these videos. I'm actually starting to get into the swing of things now. So hopefully I'll see you back in just like a week or two. Or less. A week or less is what I meant to say. Hopefully it's not more than a week. Until the next one, thanks for watching. Stay safe and take care.